How many times have you seen this science fact floated around? Humans only employ 10% of their brain capacity. More than once, I'm sure. You've probably been hearing this since you were a child. Heck, even as an adult, you might even still believe it. The truth, however, is this so-called fact isn't technically correct. In fact, it isn't correct at all. According to neuroscientists, we use nearly every part of our brain at all times. Nobody knows where the 10% statistic originated from, but it certainly was not from any peer-reviewed study. However, just because we're using all of our brains doesn't imply we're using them to their full potential. Even if you use every muscle in your body, your muscular system hasn't attained its maximum capacity. It is capable of much more with proper training. The same might be true of your brain. You might be using everything, but with a little practice, you could be using it more efficiently. By the time you've finished watching this video, you would have learned the tips and tricks to unlock your full brain potential. Enter flow state. Have you ever felt like you were in the zone while doing something? When you were so engrossed in what you were doing that everything else around you vanished and time slowed down. This state is regarded as flow by psychologists because it is necessary for doing significant, deep work. It's such a powerful notion that it's been adopted by all productivity blogs and business websites, with recommendations on how to activate flow state to be more productive. Flow is a term used to describe a mental state in which people are completely immersed and engaged in an activity. Things seem to flow fairly smoothly in this state, and time seems to vanish. Being in the zone is a term used by athletes to describe this state of mind. Everything fades away around me, and works emerge as though from nowhere, said artist Paul Klee. Fruits that are ripe and graphic fall off. My hand has been transformed into an obedient instrument of a distant will. Klee's description in this remark is an excellent illustration of flow, as defined by psychologist Csikszentmihalyi. This state of mind is characterized by a total immersion in a task, a feeling of intense concentration, and the loss of track of the outside world. One of the most important findings of neuroscience is that our brains can reorganize neural networks in response to new experiences, which can have an impact on our cognitive function and slow its decline. Studies have attempted to demonstrate that this offers us the ability to boost our brain power. For example, a now famous Harvard Medical School study discovered that mindfulness meditation can remodel the brain by growing gray matter in the hippocampus, a key learning region. So, we can unlock the untapped potential of our brains? For other people, brain training games are simply that. Methods and suggestions that help us remember things better but don't fundamentally change who we are. Others, on the other hand, feel that science can help us reach our full potential. Before we continue, subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell to get notified whenever a new video is uploaded. Many of us would like to be able to achieve this state of flow daily. Fortunately, exceptional athletes, artists, and entertainers aren't the only ones who can experience flow. This state can be achieved through a variety of activities, including working, exercising, or engaging in a pastime. So what does it take to get into a state of flow? Flow is more likely to occur when your skill level is precisely aligned to the challenge that the activity brings, according to Csikszentmihalyi. A runner, for example, might reach flow during a marathon for which he or she has prepared properly, or a chess player might reach this state during a game that provides the appropriate challenge. To put it another way, accumulating practice, knowledge, and expertise in any given activity will increase your chances of achieving flow in the future. Tips to activate flow state. Number 1. Exercising your skills can help you achieve a state of flow. A flow state can also be cultivated by slightly straining your capabilities or attempting something a bit more advanced than your existing abilities. For a dancer, This can entail attempting a more difficult maneuver. It can entail taking on a project that necessitates the use of new software for a graphic designer. Make it a habit to introduce new tasks regularly. Not only will you improve your skills, but you may also find that achieving a state of flow becomes much easier. Number 2, establish clear objectives. You must have a clear goal in mind, like winning an athletic competition, playing a specific piece of music, or completing a job project. That isn't to say you should just do something because you want to reach a goal. People who experience flow regularly are generally innately motivated to carry out particular tasks. In other words, they may have certain aims in mind, but they also do things for the pleasure of doing things. 3. Stay away from interruptions. It's critical to focus 100% of your attention on the task at hand. Multitasking and other forms of distraction will cause the flow state to be disrupted. Make a time and place where you can work on a project without being disturbed or distracted. Turn off your phone, television, and any other devices that can distract you from your work. Number 4, concentrate on the process rather than the outcome. While having a goal is crucial, flow requires you to enjoy the trip rather than focusing solely on the ultimate result. Allow yourself to simply live in the present moment rather than obsessing on the end result of your work. Flowing can be a delightful sensation, but it may also have additional advantages. According to research, the benefits of flow include greater skill development and performance. Increasing your competence and capability at a task might help you raise your self-confidence and self-esteem in that area. Could our brain be working against us? While our brains may have default settings that work against us, they also have a tremendous amount of room for growth and modification. Fortunately, there is a method for tapping into our brain's immense potential. It's known as upwiring. What is upwiring? Living beings cannot stay the same. It is a well-established biological law. We are always either rising and growing or fading and failing. This law also applies to our brains. Each of our 1 billion neurons must decide whether to live or die. The phenomenon, known as live wiring, is the result of this. Every day, each of your neurons is remaking you. You're constantly changing the structure and function of your neurological system. That's what live wiring is all about. This begs the question, in which direction are we constantly recreating our brains in real time? Are we creating better or worse brains? Is this a downwiring or an upwiring situation? We may direct and purposefully harness the live wiring phenomenon with experience. The term upwiring was coined and it appears to be straightforward. But how do you make the transition from awareness to action? It's actually a lot less difficult than you may expect. This is how you do it. Number 1, keep an open mind. In this process, curiosity is crucial. The need for cognition, or NFC, is a term used in neuroscience to describe this phenomenon. To reap the benefits of upwiring, we must approach everything we do with an eagerness to learn more about ourselves and how we react to various stimuli. Visualize your conduct from a third-person perspective as one easy method. It might sound like a strange practice, but this outsider awareness frees us from our internal biases and empowers us to choose how and who we want to be. Number 2, make the most of split-second pauses. This is perhaps the most significant strategy you can learn, and it will have the greatest impact on your life. You must inject a split-second pause before reacting to obstacles, setbacks, or opportunities to counteract our hardwired default tendencies. Instead of being a slave to your brain's inbuilt tendencies, this pause allows you to take control of your actions. Inserting a pause before reacting is an example of this. You'll get your bearings and choose your reaction. It happens in a fraction of a second, but this delay will make all the difference. You'll find yourself suddenly in command of how you react to external stimuli such as people and events. To take advantage of this strategy, you must first decide which aspects of your life you wish to enhance. The next stage is to imagine what it will look like if you stop in the middle of these events. Consider the look your significant other gives you, or the email subject line you dread receiving from your boss, the one that sends negative emotions spiraling out of control. Consider taking a breather before reacting to those situations. That's all there is to it. You will be able to insert these pauses spontaneously at the moment if you practice this visualization, and you will be able to select how you react. Here are simple everyday ways to increase brain power. Conversing. According to a study, chatting for 10 minutes each day enhances memory and exam performance. Walking. Researchers looking at data from the U.S. Nurses study, which included over 18,000 women, found that long-term regular physical activity, such as walking, is associated with significantly better cognitive function and less cognitive decline in older women, according to a study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association. Omega-3 dietary supplement. After 26 weeks of use, a study of 65 and older persons who took omega-3 found improvements in brain connections, increases in the size of important brain regions, and enhanced cognitive performance. Hey, you've made it to the end of this video. So what do you think? Do you think the flow state is real? And do you think you can ever maximize the potential of your brain to the fullest? Let us know in the comments section. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like and subscribe. Oh, and turn on post notifications. Now, if you'll excuse me, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.